elect out of them, out of the nation of Israel.
2 and 14.
All right. This Hebrews 2 and 14. It says, for as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him.
Where you at?
Hebrews 2 and 14.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil.
Go ahead.
Verse 15.
So he had to come.
Hold on, just let it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read, bro.
It says, verse 15, it says, and delivered them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Go ahead.
Verse 16, for verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
Go ahead.
Verse 17, it says, wherefore in all things, what's the word?
Brethren?
No.
All his brethren. Beloved.
Okay.
All things is beloved.
Okay. It says, verse 17, wherefore in all things it beloved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
All right, now go back up and start at the top again.
In that verse right there?
No, it's
14. 14?
Yeah.
All right. This Hebrews 2 and 14. It says, for as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same.
So Yahawashi was born just like we was on this earth, through flesh and blood. Right? He came on this earth same way every man come on this earth, through sex. Through man and woman having sex. Right? Go ahead.
It says,
you want to add something to it?
Yeah, like read that again.
It says, for
I was asking if you want to add something.
Yeah, because he had. Go ahead, read it again. I can hear it.
All right. It says, for as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had power of death, that is the devil.
So he had to come through, like you said, be born and then come through and go through all these fucking afflictions and these different conditions, just so he could swallow up death.
Right, same way we been tested on earth, same way he was tested. You see, same way.
Tested the way he was tested. Yeah.
Same way. He had to come in his flesh and be tested by Satan. You know, had to be tested to see if he was going to sin. Same way we get tested every day, which he didn't sin. So he had to come in the flesh, same way we came in the flesh. Go ahead.
Verse 15, it says, and delivered them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage.
Subject under the rule, right, of the law, which is we couldn't keep and we couldn't defeat Satan. So even though we had the law, we were still sin. Okay? We were still sinners. So we were being tested, but we couldn't defeat it like Yahawashi. We couldn't keep the law, but Yahawashi was keeping it. Okay? Go ahead. Even though he was being tested in his flesh.
We always had the sacrifices, so when we did sin, we give up the sacrifice. Now we don't have to do it. We got to pray to Yahawashi. We got to go through Yahawashi.
All right, verse 16, it says, for verily he took not him the nature of angels, but
he took not him the nature of angels. So Mary did not have sex with Gabriel. You see?
It says,
that's an Edomite lie.
It says, for verily he took not of him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham.
The seed of Abraham. Okay? And what does seed go back to? Sperm. Okay? Same way. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 17. It says, wherefore in all things it beloved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be merciful and faithful.
So to be merciful and faithful, to understand what his brother was going through in the flesh, so he would know himself. Okay? So he had to go through these trials and tribulations just like we do today. Just like, same way.
So he can save Israel.
You know,
Say
so
this,
he
yeah.
would know what it is to be in this flesh. Go ahead.
It says, wherefore all things it beloved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people.
For the sins of the people, right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And it says, for in that he himself have suffered, being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted.
Secure that they are tempted. See, Yahawashi was able to defeat it. So through him, by him being on this earth and going through it and getting tested, right? And getting tried by Satan, right? Which was using his weaponry, which was deceit, to try to have Yahawashi go off and sin and transgress, right? He was going through the same thing. Same thing. Read that again, bro.
He endured.
It says
He endured.
Man.
It says we couldn't endure. So through him, right, we endure through faith, through him.
It says, verse 18, for in that he himself have suffered being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted.
Secure them that are tempted.
That's good.
So even though we cannot keep them laws 100%, right? We keep the best of our ability. But since Yahawashi came in the flesh, and it's like flesh like what we have that you see that we in, he was able to secure us from being destroyed as a people, man. He was able to secure us, man.
Yep. Secure means Greek 997. The Greek word is botheo, to help, to bring aid, to relieve, to aid, to help.
Yeah. There you go.
All right, this back in Matthew, this 1 and 22. It says, now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, verse 23.
Now it said, all this was done. What?
It said, now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying,
by the prophets,
saying, going back to Isaiah, finna go in what it saying in Isaiah. It says, behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God, Yahweh is with us.
There you go.
Woo. Come.
That's prophecy.
Come.
So it was prophecy for what took place between Yahawashi, Mary, and Joseph.
Come.
It was prophecy. Okay? All to have mercy and to save Israel. The elect out of them on this side, but eventually all Israel gonna be saved because they're gonna have to come back to the elect that make it to the kingdom.
Come.
Right?
This is verse 24. It says, then Joseph being raised from sleep, did as the angel of the Lord had bidden him, and took unto him his wife.
Bingo.
It says, verse 25, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son.
Now, this where they get lost at. Because it say, he knew her not. He said he knew her not. But that's why it's precept upon precept. Matter of fact, get that. Get that.
Isaiah.
Yeah. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Gotcha. This is Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28 and 9. And it says, whom shall he teach knowledge?
Whom shall he teach knowledge? Go ahead.
And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Question.
The teachings. Go ahead.
Them that are weaned from the milk.
Were weaned from the milk. Same way a baby is nurtured and brought up. Same way with the scriptures. You start with the milk and you start bringing them up. Once they get mature enough, they start eating meat. Okay, they start eating steak. So that's the same way. What we going into right now is steak. Okay? What we breaking down right now is steak. Okay? It's not milk, it's steak right now. Okay? Go ahead.
Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept.
Precept on precept.
Precept upon precept.
Precept upon precept.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Line upon line.
Here a little and there a little.
So you link scriptures up with other scriptures to straighten it out so you can get the proper understanding of what the story and the prophecies is talking about. Get the proper breakdown.
That's why we jump from Matthew to Luke.
From Acts all the way to Genesis.
Yeah.
You see? But keep going on that. There's some more.
It says, for with stammering lips and another tongue will he speak to his people.
Go ahead.
To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest.
Go ahead.
And this is the refreshing. Yet they would not hear.
Go ahead.
But the word of Yahweh was upon them precept upon precept.
The word of Yahweh was the ones who can't listen, who not paying attention, who don't understand. The word was upon them precept upon precept. Go ahead.
Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they might go and fall backward and be broken and snared and taken.
So, if you don't understand the scriptures, reading back in, go read that again.
It says
that he knew or not.
Yeah, it says this Matthew 1:25. It says, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son, and he called his name Yahawashi.
Now, if you don't understand about precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, the way it's set up, if you don't know how to jump around and link the story up and the prophecy up, then the way it's set up, you're going to be caught up and trapped and be broken and not understand the story and the prophecy on how Yahawashi was born. Joseph and Mary had sex. You don't even understand it. You know? It'll be a stumbling block to you. And you'll be running around here saying the same thing that everybody else saying, that Gabriel and Mary had sex when that's blasphemy. Okay? So, is anything else? So with that, all praises to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahawashi.
Double honor to the elders, the apostles of GMS who rule well. Salute you, brothers, that's teaching this word in the strength of Yahawashi Yahawashi, with truth and sincerity, and you brothers that's walking in the narrow path and watching the videos and growing in the spirit. Death to America.
Death to America.
Death to 2/3.
Death to 2/3.
And with that, Shalom.
Shalom.